Hello, hello, hello. Oh no, it ripped around. Ah, there we go. How's everyone doing today? The music going? I said. No. There we go. There we go. Anything left in this box? No, that box is empty too. How's everyone doing today? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. How's everyone doing today? Ah, yes, I know. We're right back where we left off on Saturday, because the printer's still out here because I've been printing chocolate. How's everyone doing? Okay, 1 second. There we go. There we go. 1 second. 1 second. There we go. I may have been bad and kind of fell asleep. I took a nap. I don't really take naps that often. I took a nap today and oh man, it was glorious. It was glorious. I got comfy and I just passed out, and next thing you know, it's now. And I'm trying to figure out why this doesn't sit straight. 1 second. One of the legs on the camera is not right. Nope. It's just crooked. It just doesn't stand straight. Okay, whatever. Yes, so today we are doing an experimenting stream with the chocolate printer, with the cocoa press. So I have been printing. I still have the benchy that we printed the other day. I almost finished the core. Ooh. So if you're wondering how the chocolate unloads, when you're done printing, it's actually not bad. You let it cool, you tilt it, you unscrew it, you just kind of take your tube out, you undo the nozzle, and then all you do is it comes with this. It's like a nylon stick. You literally just go, eh, and it just shoves out the slug of chocolate that's left in there. And then I guess you load a new one and you put it in. So let's go ahead and load a new one because there's not much left on here. So this, of course, I will dispose of in an economical fashion. Or what you probably would do is save till you get a bunch of these like stubby cores, and then you just load them all at once and you can use multiple at a time probably. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Num, num. Waste not. The best kind of waste. You know, who was it? Who was it? Let me. I just saw the post. Where did I see the post? Filament Frenzy. Because he just printed this massive thing. And he was all proud that he did it with no waste. With this machine, there is never any waste. It's even better than that. And I forgot my water bottle. Where did I put my water bottle? Please tell me I brought it outside. Where did my water bottle go? There's my water bottle. Hey, puppy. How you doing, buddy? So, today we're doing some experimenting. I did some digging around the house because, you know, yeah, we can print stuff in chocolate, but we could do more. So I've got some things I kind of want to try with the cocoa press, because this machine is just asking for experimenting. This machine is just asking for you to play around with stuff, because again, worst comes to worst. Oh no, I still have chocolate. So I've got some hot chocolate mix and marshmallows. We're gonna try and make a hot chocolate bomb. So we're gonna try and make a hot chocolate bomb today. I also got, I hit up Bulk Barn the other day just quickly. So I want to try putting caramel in the chocolate. The problem is caramel is like a ooze. I'm thinking you either freeze it, but I also got, they make the candies, right? You know, these things, like the caramel candies. So I figure we'll start with this one, because this will probably be the easiest thing. Also, I got some Stroop waffles because they had Stroop waffles at the Bulk Barn, so I grabbed some. So I think we'll start with the candy, and then we'll try and do a bath bomb after, And then to top it off, I know Polymaker Nicholas want to see if we could do this will be a torture test print. The Polymaker scientist, which by the way, speaking of Polymaker, perfect timing. Do you want to win a spool of Polymaker Filament? Every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker Filament. Link in the video description, enter for your chance. Want to see if we could print the Polymaker scientist out of chocolate. Yeah. Did I raid Calvin's candy stash? No, I bought this myself. So let's get a slug of chocolate out here. And get going. So for those that don't know what this is a cocoa press. It's a 3D printer that prints chocolate. We built it last week, and also I'm doing this so this way I could do 2 birds with 1 stone. I could play around with stuff, so when I go to make the video on this, because I will make a video on this printer, I've got, you know, more footage and things we can try. And also, you know, why do it for free when I can use it for content? So we're doing 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm trying things out with an audience. You guys can see the behind the scenes thing. So instead of me just doing this at like 8 o'clock at night by myself, you guys can watch me play around with this as well. So we got our tube of chocolate. Gonna load that in there. Screw that in all the way. Get ourselves a plunger. We could probably reuse the plunger. I think we can, yeah, you can reuse the plunger. I don't see why you can't. That one, we'll save that one. I'll get a new plunger. There we go. Put a plunger on that. It indexes. These index on the tab. And then all you do is we got our chocolate in the tube. You just kind of as you push it in, the extruder comes up. It indexes into position. Also, when you push it in, don't push on the nozzle tip. 1, it's kind of pointy and it'll poke you. 2, you might bend it. And then we screw it in. Tilt it down, lock it. That's how you load a cocoa press. The machine's not even on. Let's turn it on. So we still have the 0.8 nozzle in there. I got the 1.6 here. I haven't used the 1.6 yet. So that is on. So preheat chocolate. We got dark chocolate, and we're gonna let that preheat. So while it does that, we need to figure out some stuff here. Hello from Sweden. Hello. I am kind of peeved I'm not at Formnext right now. I watched some of Joel's stream this morning. I saw some of the announcements for the what was renounced. You got the Prusa Pro, you got E3D, and the Roto. So I'm kind of peeved I didn't get a chance to go. I was hoping I could have gone, but alas, it is what it is. I had the choice of pretty much either Smurf or Formnext, and I decided Smurf. One was a lot easier to figure out. Is Cocoa Press a kitchen appliance? Where is it meant to be used and stored? It's a 3D printer that prints chocolate, wherever you would put that. Mine's in my garage right now. After, we are gonna move this inside. This is gonna go downstairs in the print room at some point. It's in the garage right now because it's nice and cool in the garage. But as for where this machine's supposed to be, it depends. Like, don't buy this if you're looking for your first 3D printer, unless you work in a chocolate bakery factory or something. This is a specialty niche machine. Let's be honest here. This is a niche machine. It's a 3D printer that prints chocolate, okay? So you're pretty much printing stuff to eat, okay? Okay, so how big are these cubes? So we got 19 mil. Okay, these are nowhere near. So this is the problem with a semi molten candy. So 19 mil by like 19 by 12, 13, 12, 12. So 13 and a half would probably be, okay. So one thing I kind of want to do with this is I don't want to do any CAD work. I'm trying to avoid CAD work. I'm trying to avoid having to use anything specialty to do what we kind of want to do today, which is our first thing, attempt number 1. The first thing we're trying with the Cocoa Press today, and I'm gonna run inside once this starts printing because I'm missing one thing. I want to make caramel chocolates. So I've got little caramels. These are those vanilla caramel candies that come wrapped. So obviously I'm going to unwrap it. So what we're gonna try and do, we need to make a cube. So add shape, add a box. So 20 by 20 by 13.5. That's how big, oh wait, no, I gotta unlock it, sorry. 20 by 20 by 13.5. Oh, wait, no, that's, why does that not look 20 by 20? 20. So this is our cube of chocolate, of caramel. I need to encase that. So if we make this, how much chocolate do we want? How much chocolate do we want around this? I'm thinking about 3 millimeters. I'm thinking about 3 millimeters on each side. So that would be what, 26 by 26 by 19. Why does it not do that one dimension? 26. Okay. So this is how big our chocolate is going to be. That is a big chocolate. That's 20 mil. How big is 20 mil? So that is a big chocolate. Caramels are much thinner. Caramels are much thinner. I might have to try cutting these in half. We're going to try one. We're going to do one first. And then what I may have to do is cut these in half because let's be honest, that's a pretty thick chunk of caramel there. So in Prusa Slicer, how do you subtract? Add negative volume, box. Okay, so this negative volume will make this the size, so 20 by 20 by 13.5, okay. So now we need to put this in the middle. How do I make this go in the middle? Right about there. Right about there. So that's what? So that's 6 of 3. Yeah, right about there. Right about there? Right about there. Okay, cool. Slice now. There we go. Okay. So now, Control A, Control Copy, put one there, put one there. Okay, slice now. Okay, so 3 mil is too sick. Jake, $2. Cheers. See you at Smurf. Come visit at table. I will. I will. I'm looking so forward to Smurf. So I need to add a pause. Okay. So how do you add a pause? I don't think I've ever done that. So I want to pause right here. how do you add a pause right here? Print mode, to add color change, left click the predefined color. I want to add a pause. How do you add a pause in Prusa Slicer at a certain height? Right click. That, I don't know what that just did. Control Z. The color change is a pause. Oh! Right click it. I did right click it. I right click. Oh, there we go. Add color change, add pause. Insert caramel. Okay. Okay. So it does a pause there. Okay, so we slice. Pull out the SD card and install this. Where's my SD card reader? So worst comes to worst, we end up with chocolate that we eat. Okay, slice now. So pause right there. Okay, so it should pause right before we put the chocolate in. Okay, export G-code. Put that in CocoaPress. We're going to call this caramel test. Exporting finished. Okay, so this is pretty much also kind of proof of concept. I figure test it with this quick, easy method, and then we'll move from there. So all I wanted to do is print the walls and then pause. That's it. So let's get this in a position so I can actually see what I'm working on. And I'll get a camera set up when it's actually printing. So we got chocolate oozing out. So let's see how it's flowing. Done. Okay, so that's 33. So that's how. This is something you just do with this machine. It's like, is the nozzle hot? Let me touch the nozzle. Yep, the nozzle's hot. And by hot, I mean 33 degrees Celsius. Okay. Okay, Ellie, I don't know if Ellie's here. Here, let me share this in CocoaPress. Discord. Because what I want to know, there's a button on the screen here called extrude. And when I push it, nothing happens. If I go into menu, extrusion move. Okay. I don't know which way that goes. Okay, so +1 moves down. So let's, there we go. Okay. Okay, done. So we got our chocolate flowing. It's preheated for about 10 minutes, so we should be okay. So let's load the file, caramel test, select, print. Start printing caramel test.gcode. Yes. Okay. There we go. Hold the button. Oh, I might have to hold the button. Incendium, remind me after this. We'll check it after this. So let's get the camera so you guys can see what's going on. Get rid of all the dog hair that's on it. Gotta keep a clean environment here for the chocolate. Ooh. Nope. Stop. It is not hot enough. Gotta let it heat up more. Gotta let it heat up more. Stop. Yes, stop. Almost hot enough. Almost hot enough. Move the bed down. Yeah, we gotta let it heat up a bit more. It was cold in the garage overnight, so it probably needs to heat up a bit more. So we'll preheat chocolate, dark chocolate. Yeah. So let that heat up a bit more. It's almost at the temperature, but dog hair is extra protein. No. So what I need to do is make these as flat as possible. So that's good. That's good. This one's not good. I need something flat. There we go. Is chocolate bad for dogs, or is... Yes, chocolate is bad for dogs and dog hair is bad for chocolate. It goes both ways. CNC caramel. These are too thick. They did have like a semi-liquid caramel. Because at first what I wanted to do was a benchy. I wanted to do a benchy and fill it with caramel. Basically get a, but what I'm gonna have to do for that, I'm gonna have to get like semi-molten caramel for that. Because what I would have to do is basically every couple of layers pause the print with a syringe filled with caramel and ooze it into the benchy. And I want to make some chocolate caramel benchies. Also, it doesn't help these still have the wrappers on them, so that's probably kind of screwing up my data points here. There we go. That should be good enough. That should be good enough. Hello from Latvia. Hello there. Now you want to see a choco benchy? I've already printed a chocolate benchy. Let me grab it out of the fridge. I keep it in the fridge so it doesn't melt. Oh no, and I drop it on my keyboard and take a chunk out of it. Did I take a chunk out of it? I took a chunk out of it. There you go, chocolate benchy. Okay. Chocolate benchy. Back into the freezer you go. There we go. So originally the plan was actually we were going to do this on Friday. The reason we're doing this today, I have 3 things on the way I'm waiting to show up that are stream material content. So I've got 3 things. None of them are printers, but they all go on printers in some way or another. So I'm waiting on all that to show up. So this, hopefully, this would have been Friday's stream, what we're doing today. And what I wanted to do today, we'll do Friday, if one of them shows up in time. I've got 3 things on the way. So. How surprising. Well, I'm hoping the bridging won't be too bad, because this will be inside of it, so it'll lay across the caramel. Peanut butter. No. I could do peanut butter. Nobody in my family is allergic to peanut butter, but the last thing I want to do is make something with peanut butter on it on this machine. And then I make something that the little guy brings to school. I don't want to risk contaminating this with peanut butter, just in case somebody who eventually eats something off this machine is allergic to peanut butter. So I'm not going to put peanut butter on here or near this machine, just so that this machine is peanut free, I guess you could say, because I do have neighborhood kids that are allergic to peanut butter, so I'm just not going to play with peanut butter near this machine, just in case. It's probably the same risk as like eating something that doesn't have peanuts on it that is made in a factory with peanuts. I'd rather not risk it. Still using dark chocolate? Yes, I'm still using the dark chocolate. I haven't used the milk chocolate yet, or the white chocolate. Apparently this is the easiest chocolate to work with, and that's kind of why we're rolling with it for now. Not doing aversion therapy. I have no idea what aversion therapy is. It's oozing chocolate. We're getting some dribbles of chocolate, so it is heating up properly. Yeah. It's just oozing. Just oozing. But I am excited to try the hot chocolate bomb. So what we're gonna do, we're hopefully gonna do 3 prints today. Once this thing gets printing, it's pretty quick. We should be okay to go now. We'll go now. Done. Print caramel test. Where are my tweezers? I need to get some like food safe tweezers. Num 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 num. The problem is it oozed out a bunch of filament, so get flowing, come on. Oh, there might be, oh, I know what it's doing. No. That's what it's doing. Okay, stop. I have to, 1 second. I think I know what I'm doing. A lot of this is trial and error because this is new, right? So menu, XYZ move. Okay, move that out of the way. Okay. Yeah, so holding the button extrudes chocolate. So if you hold the extrude button, there we go. Now it's flowing. And there's a bit of a lag. Okay. There's an air bubble. There's a bit of an air bubble at the start. So you have to purge it. What material is the build plate? It is that is pretty liquidy chocolate. It's a silicone baking mat. It's just a straight up silicone baking mat. Obviously it's modified and made to size and it has a logo on it. There we go, now it's chocolating. Now it's chocolating. And there's no real warp, okay? These prints don't really warp. So it's not so much that it's sticking to the silicone baking mat, like you know how when you print something on a traditional FDM, you want the print to stick to the bed. In this case, it's more, it's just sitting there. It doesn't, it's grippy to the bed, but it's grippy and more just like if you're standing on a rubber mat and you try to like slide, you just kind of don't move. You just kind of go, eh. This is kind of the same thing, where the chocolate just kind of, it just sits there. It doesn't really stick to the bed as much as it just sits there until the print is done and then you just pull it off. Any update on them? I have no idea. Are you kidding? I think it's just the geometry of the parts. We'll see how this goes. The only thing I could think of would be heat creep. But it's hard to say with the environment. This environment is nowhere near a controlled environment because this is a garage where right where I'm at is 23 degrees Celsius. Over there, it's 19 Celsius, and over there, it's like 15 Celsius because I got a little space heater in here. And also the chocolate's been in the basement all day where it's cool. So these will print up and then they should pause, and at that point, we could put our caramels in it. Yeah, chocolate doesn't work. It's delicious. But then what we're gonna do is if this works, I'll probably go get the real caramel so I can inject it. I need to figure out if it would be better to make, because you can make caramel. Making caramel is not hard. It's like what? Sugar, milk, or sugar, butter, and like vanilla, isn't it? Like making caramel is not hard. Would it be better to make the caramel and then like put it out on a baking sheet and freeze it and cut it into little squares that you insert while frozen and then they melt at room temperature? It would probably be easier to do that than it would be to like pipette it in. It'd probably be easier to do it that way than to pipette it in, because then you could just design your stuff with a blank void in it. But if you pipette it in, then you can mix it with the infill for the texture. Or, shit, what I should have did. I should have, I've got, let me go grab it, let me go grab it, let me go grab it. Oh, this is what I should have did. Hey, puppy. Ah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Aha! Okay. Okay. Because the first layer is 0.5 mil. What I should have done is crack this on the bed. I should have cracked this on the bed before we printed, because then we would get some Himalayan pink salt embedded in the caramel or in the chocolate before we put the caramel in it. Or I'll just, when it's done, the last layer, when it's semi-molten, when the last layer is semi-molten, I'll just crack it on top. Oh, heck yeah. We got caramel, we got Himalayan pink salt from Costco. No. Why, Dave? You don't like Himalayan pink salt on your salt? You don't like salted caramel? You don't like, who here? Oh, seriously? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna do a poll here. Okay, I'm doing a poll here, because apparently this is a divisive thing. I thought this wasn't divisive. Okay, the majority of people at least like it. Okay, so it's... I'm having a lot of buildup on the nozzle on this one. You put salt in your coffee. I've heard that's a thing. I've heard that being a thing. There we go. Getting a bit of buildup on the nozzle on this. Oh no. I'll have to eat more chocolate. Caramel heaters. Let's push some caramel into the salt. Well, what I'll do is when the top, I'll just crack some on top when the top layer is a little molten when it finishes. So. Okay, if you haven't tried a real good salted caramel chocolate, you gotta. I will say, these are pretty dense chocolates though. I think 3 mil might be a little too much, but we'll see, Because they're gonna be pretty dense. These are gonna be pretty dense. Butter and coffee? Butter! Tell me you're American without telling me you're American. Butter and butter in caramel? Link me a recipe. Okay, let me see what's going on in Discord. Homemade salted caramel. Okay. Oh, that's just caramel with salt in it. No, I'm talking... It's a chocolate with caramel in it, and you have Himalayan pink salt on top of the chocolate. You don't have, it's not like salted caramel. Nope, Canadian butter and coffee is a keto thing? Really? Really now? Huh. Okay, I've never heard of that before. Like, well, when I do coffee, I literally just, I've got my Mr. Coffee, and I grind my own beans in a $15 Black & Decker grinder that's electric, because I'm totally frou-frou like that. You ever watch those videos where somebody spends like 20 minutes making coffee? It's like, I buy beans, I don't buy ground coffee, because the beans last longer, right? I got like the little container you put the beans in, okay. So I take 3 scoops of the beans, and I put them in my Black & Decker grinder, and I hit grind, medium, and it just grinds them. And then I dump them in my Mr. Coffee, because I have a Mr. Coffee, because I'm cool like that. No French press here, Mr. Coffee. And then I make my coffee, and then I put a splash of cream in it, and that's it. That's my coffee. Now, if it's a Timmy's coffee, then I load that shit with sugar, because that's really the only way you can make a Timmy's coffee good. So. I think we may be over extruding ever so slightly. Okay, so now we're doing the walls. Try some crackers loaded with butter. I try to avoid just pure carbs. Like, that's part of the diet I'm on. Don't get me wrong, I made a shit ton of pasta the other night. I love pasta. But I'm trying to avoid like breads and like that kind of stuff. Like I used to, like, my breakfast every day, I used to start the day with like 3 pieces of peanut butter toast. Like, I used to be a bread fiend. But bread makes you fat. Can't talk, I have a $300 coffee grinder. I tried doing the whole French press thing for a while. I have a French press. I tried that. I'd rather just make the Mr. Coffee, because I got one of those the Mr. Coffee that makes 5 cups of coffee, which is actually 2 cups of coffee. So I just make that, and then I have my 1 cup of coffee, and then I have my 2nd cup of coffee, and I'm good. Or it's me and the wife. Like, that's it. That's all I need. So this is gonna be fun getting this to fit, because it is looking a little molten. I'm thinking this temperature might be, I'm gonna have to talk to Ellie. I don't know if it's printing, I think it's printing a little hot. Because we didn't get buildup like this last time. We're getting some buildup on the nozzle, and we didn't get this last time. Yeah, last time the print was a lot more consistent, so I'm wondering what's going on here. Pressure advance. There is no pressure advance. Literally, the only control in this thing, the slicer, just tells it to move and extrude. There's no temperatures in the slicer. All the temperatures are handled by the machine, and you literally just set it for the chocolate type, which is dark chocolate in this case. Did I adjust for chocolate type? No. I got the 0.8 nozzle with chocolate. Those are your options. Although doing a coffee bomb probably wouldn't be too bad. So you would make, so if you were doing a instant, so you put instant coffee in it. So you have instant coffee, a coffee bomb. How would you do a coffee bomb? Because I got some hot chocolate and some marshmallows, so I'm gonna make a hot chocolate bomb. Yeah, you can adjust temps. I could adjust temps. Let me drop the temperature 1 degree. So we're dropping down from 33 to 32. We'll try dropping the temp a degree, see if that helps at all. This is very finicky with temps. Vase, yeah, we're gonna do vase mode for the coffee bomb. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make like a little dump pouch, so I don't have a funnel, but I'll just like pause it, and then I just get a piece of paper, put a bunch of cocoa, and just slide it in or something. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Can you send the 3MF or G code? It's just spit out by generic Prusa slicer. It's just G code for a cube. Literally, just slice a cube in Prusa slicer. That's extruder's press. Yep, we figured that out, Kim. Kinder eggs. Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this, and if any other YouTuber steals this, I know you copied it from me, okay? Because this is something I'm doing in the video, okay? And I've talked to people about this. So if you're a YouTuber and you have one of these machines and you copy my idea, I'm coming for you, because I know you're gonna steal it, because I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna make the first American legal American legal Kinder Egg, because Kinder Eggs are illegal in the US. If you don't know what a Kinder Egg is, I think they're common in Canada, they're common in the US, or in England, I think. But they're these. It's a Kinder Egg. So it's a chocolate egg, and it's got this little plastic thing inside. It's got a toy. So these are illegal in the US. If you actually try to bring them across the border, they'll seize them. And it's like, oh, they're illegal. It's actually quite simple. The FDA, the American Food and Drug Administration, right, the people that make the laws when it comes to what you can sell for foods and whatnot, you are not allowed to have unedible things in edible things. It's quite simple. You can't have anything in a food that's unedible, okay? So you can't sell caramel with a ring in it, okay? You can't sell food with something that's not food in it. That makes perfect sense when you think about it, because these violate it. Yes, this is a massive plastic egg. Nobody's gonna eat this thinking it's food, but it's just that's the law. The Kinder Eggs, you can't sell a Kinder Egg in the US because you can't sell edible things with non-edible things in it. So what if you print the egg out of chocolate and inside of it is a chocolate toy? So all you need to do is print your toy out of chocolate, which they make little print in place little planes and whatnot, which I'm gonna try and print, and I'm gonna put that in the thing, and then there you go. Hey Steve, how you doing, buddy? You can, holy crap, you can see when we change the temperature. 1 degree. Look at those layer lines. I dropped the temperature 1 degree. Look how much cleaner that's coming out. 1 degree Celsius affects your extrusion that much, your extrusion consistency that much. Wow. They're legal now? Well, I don't know. I go to the States to buy Kinder. I've never seen Kinder Eggs in the US, so. 1 degree affected it that much. Wow. This might fix the melting. Yeah. Well, it has to do with flow rate, because the problem is if you print something with a lot of retractions with chocolate, you're basically just making a puddle of molten chocolate in the bottom, and it just kind of blew it out. We're in the 30 degree. This is 32 Celsius. I'm just running the stock numbers that come with the machine for now. I haven't changed anything. The stock temp for dark chocolate was 33 Celsius. I dropped it to 32. Massive difference for a little difference. 0.1 CD. You do. You can. Here, let me show you. So here's, focus up. There you go. So you hit that, and you can adjust the temperature in different. So I adjusted it 1 degree. Because literally setting the temp, all you do is you just hit the preheat button, and then you just pick the chocolate that you want to load in the machine, and it'll just hold that temperature. That's it. That's how temperatures work on this. All you do is you tell it what chocolate you put in it, and it just holds it at the temperature. Because again, there's 2 heaters in here. There's a body heater and a nozzle heater. So that way it like preheats and then heats. And for those wondering about all that, they have spent years developing the chocolate for this. They have tested a bunch of people. Oh, just put a fan on it and what? Ellie has been working on these machines for years, like I think a decade at this point almost. If putting a 5-cent fan improved print quality that much, think about it. If putting on a little blower fan improved print quality that much, you think it would have one already. It's simple as that. It's chocolate. You're never going to get the consistent extrusion of PLA out of chocolate. It just doesn't work that way. You will never get a perfect benchy out of this machine. You can probably get a pretty good one if you really play at it for a while. But it's chocolate. At the end of the day, it's chocolate, and it has to be edible chocolate. And also, it has to taste good. Because I'm sure there's stuff you could put in here to make it bridge better. But that probably don't make it taste good. I'd rather have the print look a little poo-poo and look good, or taste good, than the print look amazing and taste like poop. It's chocolate. At the end of the day, you want to eat this. Fuzzy skin. Ooh, fuzzy skin might work. Chocolate is a polymer. It can taste different at different temps and cool at different rates. Yeah. We are still getting a lot of buildup on that nozzle, which is surprising. What are we printing? We are printing some cubes so I can embed some caramel in them. So, 1 second here. There we go. Printed turtle and inch. Well, that's the other idea. So right now, I'm rolling simple. I just have those little caramel candies, and all I'm gonna do is just drop this in. So the other option is to have like a semi-liquid caramel and pipette it in. The problem is also, remember, the glass transition temperature of chocolate is room temperature. So if you're trying to inject a caramel in here that's hot, because if you're injecting it in, it's got to be, you know, molten. It's got to flow if you want to fill it. The last thing you want to do is melt your print before it finishes. Don't forget to take the plastic off. I know that. Did I recorrect 1.5? Differential gear, you did correct. And if you want to design your own food safe chocolate printer at home, all the power to you. Ice cream topping. That could work. Oh, the thing is though, how good does that taste by itself? Like, I know there's the squeeze tube caramel that you put in ice cream or on ice cream, but how good does that taste paired with chocolate? Like, does it taste as good as caramel? Like, I know these don't taste like caramel because these have vanilla in them. These are like this obviously isn't caramel. Like, I'm thinking like the caramel, like when you bite into a caramel bar, the chocolate, the caramel still like strings. This doesn't string. Costco one. More butterscotch. Yeah, this is more butterscotch. Actually, it's called caramel, but yeah, this would be more butterscotch. Make my own caramel. Well, I would, but I don't really have the ability. Actually, I do have like a little butane little stove. I need one of those little inductive stoves for out here. Thin caramel with rum. Ooh. Ice cream caramel is what I want. But how does that taste with chocolate? Because I'm worried that it doesn't actually taste good by itself. It only tastes good because of ice cream. Saucepan and 4 ingredients. Yeah, but I don't have a saucepan out here. Peltier would be cool. It would be a complete waste. It's already been tested. Remember, for all those wondering about cooling, the previous version of this machine was in a fridge. The machine was a fridge. Literally, the original version of this machine, the previous version that they sold, was a fridge. So, some maple syrup instead. I don't think I've ever had maple syrup chocolate. That's just sweet with sweet though. I have a hot plate. I don't have a hot plate. I got one of those little like butane camp stoves, like the single burner butane camp stove somewhere. So don't forget, while this is going on, if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. Make sure, is this gonna fit? Oh yeah, that'll fit. That'll fit. Just gotta wait for it to I don't know how, we gotta be close. We gotta be close. And I'm standing by to hit pause if it doesn't actually pause. Pat Pierce, 99 for the cold caramel. Appreciate it. Would it be watertight enough? We tried a shot glass on the Saturday stream, and all it did was get whiskey on the floor. So no, unfortunately, this isn't really watertight. Something thicker like caramel probably would be contained quite well. Print to Santa. Well, we're gonna try this, and we're gonna try and make a cocoa bomb, a hot chocolate bomb, because my wife really liked those. I got one from Ellie last year, so I need to make another one. I got my caramel ready, so we're just waiting on this to pause. And I'm just realizing it doesn't move off the print when it pauses. Yeah, shoot. Okay, so we gotta embed this one. That's sticking up a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it paused, but it doesn't move off the print. So unfortunately, the pause macro for this machine doesn't move it off the print. So that's why I did two of them, by the way. If you're wondering why I printed two, why I'm printing two, it's simple as that. I wanted to make sure it moved. If it didn't move off the print, which I thought it wouldn't. Also, I probably should have wore gloves during this, but whatever. Yeah, I could hook it up to a computer and send it like commands. I probably could have manually moved it, like using the screen. So now it's bridging, which is gonna look really good considering it's can't focus on that. Go. I can modify it in the slicer. Yeah, print in vase mode. Not for the, well, there's two separate prints here. You can't do vase mode if you're doing two objects. Vase mode only works with a single object. And this is why I'm regretting not getting two tubes, because otherwise I could have swapped to the 0.8 nozzle or the 1.6 for the bath bomb. Nestle in the UK do a caramel dessert filling, which would be good. I'll have to look that up. I will say, when you support your bridges with a good chunk of caramel, they come out pretty clean. Sequential vase mode. This tool head is kind of big. You probably could do a little bit of a sequential, but the bed isn't that big. Yeah, how much one? Yeah, 1 degree really did a huge difference. You say bath bomb, but you'll need an awful lot of, well, it's a hot chocolate bomb for a hot chocolate. You put it in a mug, not in your bathtub, silly. Yeah, I got my Himalayan pink salt here. As soon as the print finishes, I'm gonna crack some on top. How much? What grain does it come out as? Oh, that'll be perfect. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And then I just got to make sure I clean the bed. You can see it did kind of push out the chocolate a little bit in a few spots because the caramel wasn't exactly like, I kind of had to force the caramel in. Luckily the chocolate is pliable. Dog hair. There's no dog hair. I don't see no dog hair. Caramel tolerances were out. We need to improve the caramel tolerances. Need some pressure advance. Well, this is running Marlin, so it'd be linear advance, right? By the way, for those who haven't seen the Roto, the Revo Roto, Duet has been working on a toolhead board in conjunction with it. And if you haven't seen this, look at this package. So you have your hot end, you got your heat sink, you got your extruder, you got your toolhead board, you got your eddy current sensor that Duet's now building, all integrated in this board with, I think this has the filament runout sensor, thermistor for the hot end, thermistor for the heat sink itself. Like, look at this package. The only thing it's missing is a part cooling fan, and that depends on the print. I do have a roto on the way at some point. Oh yeah, and there's a high flow obsidian now. So they did announce that? Okay, so I can't talk about that. Printer Reese's peanut butter. I'm not gonna do anything with peanut butter on this machine. I don't want peanut butter on this machine just for the fact that just in case I ever print anything that goes to somebody who has a peanut allergy, I'd rather not risk it. There's like neighborhood kids that have peanut allergies. I'd rather not risk that game. Will CNC Kitchen been doing any layer adhesion testing? That's a good question. That is a good question. I should have put something on the top. I should have put a logo on the top. Hey puppy. Ooh, got me a coffee. Coda. Hey, hey puppy. I may need you out here in a minute because these are salted caramel. So I'll let you. I'll need your. They came out a little thick. They're a little bit more chocolate to caramel ratio than I prefer. But yeah, I'll let you know when we're ready to test. Do you want to grab me a knife? Something sharp so I can cut chocolate in half. Nero Cube with the Nero Cube is hollow though. The Nero Cube has nothing in the middle, so I'd have to redesign the cube. What got me a coffee? The better Canadian coffee. McDonald's. Okay, we're done. So. There we go. Salted caramel. Rip bearings. There ain't no bearings below here. All the stuff's up. So I gotta let it cool for a minute here. That's a lot of salt. Not really, it's really small salt. Salt is gonna grind the machine. It really grinds my gear, okay. Okay. So that was that. I need a shape of something for the bath bomb. If anyone has any recommendation, the green one. If anyone has any recommendation for a vase mode print that's sealed at the top and bottom, that's roughly about this big, let me know. Okay, so let me clean my countertop here. I'm assuming quartz is a pretty good countertop, so we'll use this. Scale down the moon. I could do that. So this should be pretty food safe, right? It's quartz, right? It's a quartz countertop, but it's clean with alcohol. Poop emoji. Oh, the poop emoji. Yes. Yes. Oh wait, no, can you do the poop emoji in printables? Poop emoji. Can you do the poop emoji in... How come you can't find the poop emoji? Oh, there you go. Pile of poop emoji. There you go. Oh, wait, no, that's G-code. I don't want G-code. There you go. I don't know if you could do the poop emoji in vase mode. Can you do this guy in vase mode? I don't know if you can do him in vase mode. Printer settings. How do you enable vase mode? Oh, there you go. Spiral vase. Okay. Yes. Yeah. See, this wouldn't work in vase mode, unfortunately. It wouldn't work in a vase mode. Too big of an overhang. So I'm going to take one, I'm going to put it here. The other one's going right into the freezer to harden up. There we go. Now, gonna clean off all that salt. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Fake face mode. No, the overhangs wouldn't work. It needs infill. The poop emoji needs infill. It needs support. Did I wash my hands? I did wash my hands before coming out here. Don't worry. So what else can we do? We need a vase mode print that seals at the top. Can the mushroom guy do it? I don't know if the mushroom guy can do it. I don't know if the ding ding can fit. If you can vase mode a ding ding. Okay, that's funny. I could find all the variants of the ding ding, but I can't find the original ding ding. Oh, there he is. Okay. I don't think you can vase mode a ding ding. Yeah, the top doesn't really seal. But what I could do is I could print them with 2 layers. I could print them with no infill. 0% infill, slice that. Oh wait, go back to the original discard. There we go. So 0% infill. That'll work. That'll work. We could do a hot chocolate bomb YouTube buddy. Found a poop emoji that might work. Fine, check the Discord. Okay, let's see. Nah. So people are recommending that. Okay, somebody posted this and recommended this. Premium sauce caramel. I don't know about you. This looks like a body wash, or like this is my wife's shampoo bottle. Like this looks like a shampoo bottle. Yeah, we'll do the ding ding. So what I'll have to do is I'll just have to pause it. Let me scale him. How big is that? That's only 40 millimeters tall. So he's only gonna be about that tall. So I need him 40 by, actually that's about a good size. That's a good size. That's a good size. Who cares what the bottle looks like? Dude, I'm making a joke. Why you gotta be so serious? Yeah, this is a good average size for a YouTube buddy. So we'll make this guy and we'll fill him with chocolate. 12-minute print. Pretty average size too. That's holding at temperature. Okay, let me clean the nozzle off here, because actually I got a bunch of gunk on here. So let me, yeah, clean the nozzle. There we go. I love how easy that is. The fact that you can just tilt the tool head is just like, I love that. I love that. Get rid of the purge line, just kind of push it back out of the way. Okay, so before we dive into that, let me take a picture of this. Okay, let's try how this came out. So this is, for those that are wondering, this is salted caramel. So it's got a caramel chunk in there. Hey, hon! I need the opinion of an expert. You want to give it a try? Yeah, it's starting to melt in my hand. Put it down. It's good. It's actually really good. If you're I woke up the doggo. So just be aware, it is slightly melty. Take a bite. Take a big bite. Yeah, there's a lot of caramel. It's good? It's chocolate and caramel. Are you? Oh, you're taking the rest. Okay. I'll take it.
Print two?
Hmm?
Didn't you print two?
Yeah, I did print two. We'll give that to Calvin. I like that.
Hey, Cal, come here, bud. Calvin, you want some chocolate?
Here. Hey, you want some chocolate? Come here.
Oh, we got it right.
No, we got, nope, you can't have chocolate. Coda, get out of here. Come here. You want some chocolate? Daddy's using you for content. Come here. Here, you want some chocolate? Chocolate and caramel. Here, I need your opinion. You gotta eat it. Oh, you took it apart. You gotta eat it. Put it in your mouth. Oh no, you took it apart. And the chocolate. Ah! You ruined it. No, no, that fell on the floor. He just immediately pulls the chunk of caramel out of the chocolate. Ah! Okay, we try. Okay, now we gotta figure out how to make a hot chocolate bomb. Are we stealing the marshmallows already?
Some?
Some.
If we got you a coffee, what do you think you got?
Yeah, true. There we go. Okay. Next science adventure. That actually came out really good. I'd X for white chocolate. Yeah, so this actually, let me grab the one I put in the fridge because I'm gonna eat it because it's actually really freaking good. So yeah, it is, if I were to do this again, not as much caramel, a little bit thinner on the chocolate. Although I think the chocolate wouldn't be as bad if the walls weren't as thick, which wouldn't be as bad if the chocolate wasn't as thick. Okay, it is cold, it just falls apart. This machine's evil. Okay, so I put it in the fridge for a couple minutes there just to solidify. That was a little too much. That was too hard. It needs to be room temp. And as Orion said, the caramel isn't bonded to the chocolate at all. So as soon as you take a bite, it all kind of just collapses. Okay, so now we're gonna try and have some fun. I'm gonna try and do a print that we are gonna pause midway through, and I'm gonna fill with hot chocolate mix and marshmallows. So we're gonna give that a try. Actually, since we're not doing vase mode on this, I'm gonna do 2. There we go. We'll do 2. Export, Cocoa Press, save. There we go. Okay. So this guy, we need to figure this out. Media, ding ding, select, print. There we go. Okay, so how much hot chocolate mix are you actually supposed to use? So the plan is, I've got some paper here. I can use the paper as a funnel. So I'll just do this and I'll just whoosh right in. So let's make a funnel here. Hey, buddy. Is Daddy making hot chocolate? Yeah, Daddy's making hot chocolate. Why? Because it's going to be delicious. What are you doing? What did you get with Mommy today? Hot chocolate. You got hot chocolate? So the plan is, we'll pause it. I'll go in with this and I should be able to dump it in. for 1 cup, 2 tablespoons, and then 3/4 cup of hot water. Okay, hey, go inside. Did you have a good day at school today, buddy?
Yeah.
That's good.
No, it's a beer.
Okay, inside.
And they eat all this.
Oh,
And you don't know.
You want to put it there? Funnel will be a mess. It's not gonna, it's just the powder. It's just the hot chocolate powder. It's just the hot chocolate powder that I'm pouring in, not actual hot chocolate. I got the powder right here. Ooh, it's got a, oh, I already got a scoop in here. Yeah, this would have been a much better Halloween themed stream. But alas, I was hoping this would show up before Halloween, but it did not. With a tempering hot, and so we can print chocolate. Technically, you should be able to temper, because tempering involves like increasing the temperature and then decreasing it at a slow rate, right? Or something like that. Technically, this should be able to do that internally, I think. Powder will go everywhere. Well, it's a good thing this machine's food safe. It's a chocolate 3D printer. Of course, we're gonna get food all over it. Why do you think it's all paneled? Why do you think there's no electronics under here and it's got panels on everything? It's to make it easier to clean. Needs graham crackers. I do have some Stroop waffles. I do have, because one thing I got to figure out is how to print on things with this machine. So I did get some Stroop waffles, although the texture might be a little bit of a problem. Don't leave your candy outside, it gets cold. We have a little funnel right here. Watch that diet. Yep, there it goes, everyone. Everyone in chat. Everyone in chat, wave at the diet going bye-bye. Wave, everyone, let's wave at the diet. Tiny Stroop waffles. Yeah, Bulk Barn has tiny Stroop waffles for cheap. For those in Canada, you know what a Bulk Barn is. Hello, stretchy pants. I gotta get prepped for all the British food I'm gonna have soon. In England. Somebody was asking about the Roto, the E3D. Yeah, I kind of knew about all that stuff. And I am excited for it. Because that's gonna go on the Mark III. That's what I was waiting for. So, if it had shown up, there are 3 things that I'm waiting to show up. We've got the Stealth Press, which is like the heat set press that's built out of Waron parts. KB3D is doing kits for that. They are sending me a kit. It's on its way. It's already shipped. Hoping it shows up. That might be Friday's stream if it does show up by then. Also, a Revo Roto at some point is showing up. And then also, there's some PEC. So we can play around trying to print PEC on Toasty. And then also there's a 3rd thing, and I can't remember what it is. Or a 4th thing. And I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what the other thing is. I've got a bunch of stuff on the way. I'm still waiting on Victory Tech stuff to show up too for Tallboy. I messaged the person I was talking to, and they're like, yeah, we'll take care of it. I'm like, okay. What brings you out to our wet shores? Smurf. I'll be going to Smurf. I'm hoping these are big enough to fit enough hot chocolate in there. I don't know if these are big enough. So while these are printing, if you haven't had the chance yet to enter, to win some Polymaker filament, enter link in the video description. Every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. While you're down there, Don't forget to like the smash button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to help support the channel, the content I create, or the things I do, consider checking out some of the links in the description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Or consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, gifting memberships to others. It goes a long way in supporting the channel, the content I create, things I do, and allows me to do things like purchase machines like this to demo and show off on the channel. What are we printing right now? We are printing some little mushroom men that we're going to fill with hot chocolate and marshmallows. To see E3D do a direct swap burrito kit for a Prusa Mini. So as far as I don't know how, I didn't watch Joel, I caught some of Joel's stream. So I don't know how much they talked about with Revo Roto. I believe Prusa Mini and Prusa Mark III they'll have some mounts for it pretty much right away available. And my plan is to put one on a Prusa Mark III, because we already have that Prusa Mark III in the basement that already has a Pi 02. Oh, that was the other thing. Hey, Pi 02s are available in stock in Canada at buyapi.ca or buyapi.com, whatever the website is. They have Pi 02s in stock. Limited one, but you can buy them. So I bought one. So that, oh, I also bought a Pi 3A. I also bought one of those too. So those are going in, one of those is going in the Ultimaker. That was the other thing. The Ultimaker is finally going to get Clipper. I'll be putting one in a stealth burner. I'm going to put it on the Mark III. I think that that setup as it is would be a very good upgrade, because I've got the Prusa Mark III. So we're going to put an upgraded extruder in the Mark III and put Clipper on it and basically make roll our own Mark IV. We got Mark IV at home, baby. Pi 5 is all wins so far. Pi 5 is massively overkill, considering I'm looking at running Pi 02s on. If Pi 02s had 2 USB ports, they would be in all my machines. So I need to fit 2 tablespoons in each one of these, plus marshmallows. The Ultimaker, surprised it took me long. It took me this long because, one, I was waiting for Pi 02s to come back in stock so I could install Pi 02 in it. And then I realized the Pi 3A probably makes a bit more sense. But also the I wanted to run it for a bit stock, so we had a comparison. So, oh, the dual cam support for Pi 5. Well, technically, like, all Pi support more than 2 cams if they have more than 2 USB ports. You can just, like, ribbon cable cameras, yeah. The Pi 5 being able to support 2 ribbon cable cameras, yeah. But a Pi 4, you got 4 USB ports. You can plug it in 2 through that if you want. You won't need as much hot chocolate with the extra. Actually, so here's the thing, like, I don't know about you, hot chocolate with hot water doesn't taste as good. You got to put some milk in there. So I'm wondering if like a mix of like powdered milk in these would kind of help, because these are going to be already pretty chocolatey. And these are dark chocolate. I probably should have used the milk chocolate for this. Milk, it comes from cows. What's the layer height? 0.5 mil. 0.5 millimeter height, 0.8 nozzle. Hot chocolate already has powdered milk in it. Does it? Ingredients: cane sugar, dairy product, pure cocoa, salt, vanilla flavor. Oh, okay, apparently it does. Nestle Carnation. Better than the last test. We dropped the temperature 1 degree Celsius. Literally 1 degree Celsius, and it drastically improved print quality. But also, you're probably gonna have to figure out what works in your environment too, right? It depends on your ambient environment as well for temperatures. So, like, I'm doing this in a way I probably shouldn't, because I'm in a completely untemperature controlled garage right now with a space heater going. So, yeah, this is not the ideal place where you would want this machine. Like, this is gonna go down in the basement. After this week, after I do a few more tests on it out here and do a video, this is gonna go downstairs. 50 milk. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you add just boiling water, it's too hot. So I usually go about like 2/3 of the way up with boiling water, and then I'll add a bit of milk at the end, just so you can drink it. Need to change the text. I do. This machine is surprisingly quiet. And I thought printing plastic was fun. This is fun and tasty. Yep, and fattening. Okay, how much volume is in that? I wish there was a way for a print to tell you the volume. Is there a way to tell you the volume? Well, actually, then I'd have to convert it. Yeah, so use filament. Yeah. Start filament before it gets too narrow. Yeah, in a little bit. I'll let it go up a few more layers. The problem is it's also a little molten. So if I do that, oh, yeah, we'll let it go a little bit more. I mean, worst comes to worst, this also comes off. The print bed comes off, so you can always take that off if it makes a mess. And then I think you just wash it with soapy water, and that's it. And I've got an extra. The weight in grams. Yeah, but I want to know how much volume's in here. Also, it is going to open back up again. We're at the mushroom, so it's gonna go out again. Calculus. Well, if we assume it's a sphere, I think putting anything even warm in these will lead. Well, these are pretty much like, here's the thing, for those wondering, like, oh, why isn't there fans? When the chocolate comes out, there is a very, very short period to cool it. The problem is if it comes out and it's cooled too quickly, it basically freezes in the nozzle. So it basically comes out and then it immediately goes to where it's gonna go. So if it slumps, so you can see how it's kind of slumping a bit. When it does that, it does it pretty much instantly. And then after that, it doesn't really move, right? So putting a fan on it really doesn't do anything because it can't cool it enough in that such a short period that it needs to be cooled. Like, remember, it's only 33 Celsius. It's not like it's coming out at like 220 and you're dropping it down to like 180 really quickly. It's coming out at 33 degrees Celsius and you're hitting it with fast moving room temperature air. That's 20 to 25 Celsius. So it's not like you're gonna suck a ton of heat out of it really quickly with air cooling. Right? It's only 30, the chocolate's 32 Celsius. So. Hi, I looked at your old videos for assembling a hotbed for a Voron. Can you tell me how much silicone is worth it? Because many already have, many kids simply don't have it. Are you talking about like if you want to use the RTV gasket sealant to make sure your heater stays on the bed just in case? A single tube is enough. Just buy one of the little small tubes, that's really all you need. You basically just run a bead around the outside of the heater, overlapping the heater and the bed. So that way, if the adhesive fails, which is very rare to begin with, the odds of it coming off just don't. Interested to work better in an actively... Okano, I can tell you right now, no it won't, because the previous version of this machine was in a fridge. And this machine prints better than that. Brought hot cocoa or other hot fillings. You wouldn't want to put hot fillings in this. Would supports work? I don't know. I'm assuming it's chocolate. So you would just, honestly, if you had to print something with supports, I would cut the supports off because it's chocolate. I would just, you know, get a knife and just, it's chocolate. Pipe some mousse in there. Oh, you can have all kinds of fun with this. So I'm hoping this stays, like, if you're wondering about watertight, I can see air holes. Like, I can see some holes in the lines. So what I'm gonna do is in a little bit after, let me see, at what point would be the optimal point to do it, right? Okay. Right after the mouth. As soon as we get a mouth on this, this is when you want to pause it. So I'll pause it. I'll manually move the head back a bit. I'll pour in the hot chocolate into both. I'll do a little extrude to prime the nozzle again. And then we'll resume. No input shaping and pressure advance. This is running Marlin. Technically, you can do both now with Marlin, but you're also moving around like a 1 kilogram tool head. It would be nice if the display told you what your Z height was. The display really doesn't give you much other than print time and print percentage. It would be nice if it told me, like, just so you're aware, like, the display really just tells you your temperatures, your print time, your percentage on the print, and what's being printed. It would be nice if it gave me gave you an XYZ readout, just so you could plan stuff at a certain layer height type thing. If I print it with, I am printing with double walls. Actually, it's printed with, yeah, it's printed with double walls. But it's like right in here, it's got some, right around that area is where it's got some. So right there, that's where I gotta pause it. Chocolate speed benching when? It'll do a half-hour benching. To do speed benchies on here, you have to print 4 benchies. You need to actually print multiple benchies to do speed benchies on here, and then take your overall time and divide it by however many benchies. Because you need that, it's chocolate, you need layer cooling. You need, like, the only cooling that this has is just letting the layer set. That's just how it works with chocolate. So this machine, you actually rarely want to print, unless you're printing one big thing, you want to print multiple things at once. It's kind of like a resin machine. This machine's kind of like a resin machine where you really want to print as much as you can at once so that each layer has its chance to cool, essentially. Can you not put a manual color change with M600, so you need to add? Neural Rot, we did that on the previous print. I put a pause in it in Prusa Slicer. The thing is, it pauses, but it doesn't move the print head out of the way. So I'm gonna have to either change the code for that and have it like park at the back, but you might not always be able to. So I'm just gonna manually pause it now and just do a manual move. Like, just move it back a bit. We are not putting clipper on it. This machine, you do not. This machine, you run the stock firmware. It's like a Prusa Mark IV. You run stock firmware on that machine. Oliver, $2. Cheers, appreciate it. I'm hoping my funnel works. my piece of paper funnel. Okay. So I think we're okay there. So let's see if this works. Okay. This is going to be slightly out of focus, by the way. Actually, let me take a second here to fix the camera. Focus, your video, camera control, autofocus, enable. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So pause, menu, X, Y, Z move. Y move to the back. Okay. There we go. So it's going to ooze chocolate. Okay, so this is 1 tablespoon of hot cocoa mix. Okay. So 1 tablespoon of hot cocoa mix is too much. Okay. Okay. Let's try half. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Done. Done. Okay, so extrude some chocolate. Off. There we go. Resume. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, it's yeah, we screwed ourselves. This one might work. Okay, this one we'll be able to save. No. Dang it. I think we ruined it. Because the hot chocolate mix makes it so the chocolate doesn't stick. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is a fail. Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna stick. Okay. This one might save. This one will live. I mean, I'm gonna let him finish at this point. Eat it with the powder in it. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm gonna let it finish. I'm gonna let it finish. There is not as much room inside of a chocolate YouTube buddy as I saw it. Yeah, misadventures and melting chocolate. Yeah. Hey, at least I got it on camera. So yeah, so you got to be careful with the hot cocoa because it basically acts like a, it prevents the chocolate from sticking. So you got to be careful pouring that in. Well, now we know. Pause. Well, we're a little late for that now. So this will be the one that I eat now. So I'm gonna go get some water boiling. I'll be back in a second. Mike's muted. Okay. My wife actually ran out to tell me that.
No,
What?
it's just playing music. Oh, there you go. There
Yeah,
you
now
go.
I'm talking. Yeah, now I'm talking. There we go. So yeah, so I got a boiling some water. I got a mug here. I think this is the one Big Tree Tech gave me at Earth. Or Murph, I can't remember. Either way. So we're gonna eat this one. This one I'll save, but we need to do this again, but bigger. Because you need to fit way more powder in there for this to work properly. I'm not muted. She's watching because I'm making chocolate, so she needs to know when to come out here so she can sample the confectionery. Try to print with supports. Oh, we'll try something. I'm gonna try one more print here, but we're gonna do something bigger. Let me see if I can get it. Where is Ellie? Do you have the model or STL you used for the hot chocolate bombs? Basically, I just need to use whatever model Ellie used. A bigger ding dong. Yeah, it's not the most space efficient thing though. Like I wanted to put marshmallows in there, but there's not enough room, which kind of annoys me. So. That is a lot of, I'm gonna have to swap the bed after this. This bed might be a little contaminated with the hot chocolate mix. Could have waited for now to fill. Yeah, but the problem is it's like, if you look at the top, it's not exactly open enough. Focus. Problem with this camera. Here, let me clean the lens. Can you add a sphere? The problem with this, it's boring. A sphere is boring. I think it was like a dragon egg that she used. I think it was one of these models. Like something like this would work pretty good. Like something like that would work. Almost done. I forgot, this does come with a little brush. But you could see like how little these stick to the bed. What are you doing out here, buddy? Hey? Hey, what do you want for dinner? Dragon egg? You want me to make a dragon egg? Okay. Okay, well, you gotta go inside though. You gotta go inside. You wanna say hi to everyone first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, say hi. What are those? What do you see? You got chocolate on your face. What do you see? What are those? You have chocolate all over your face. What have you been eating?
Good.
Yeah, that's you. What have you been eating? You've been eating chocolate. Okay, inside.
Wait, it's off looking.
Yeah, you gotta go inside though. There you go. Okay. So I probably should have used the little brush that came with this to clean off the powder before. There we go. So this one will be the sacrificial one. The bad one will be the sacrificial one. So I'm just gonna put them right in the mug for now. And here is our good one. With the camera that doesn't focus on it. Let me put them in the freezer. It doesn't melt. There we go. Okay, let me clean off this bed. Un momento. He's avoiding the question. Am I avoiding the question? Oh, that one. No, he saw himself, so he's all distracted. Slow-mo shot of that melting. That's why I'm waiting for the glass mug I ordered to show up. I need to make like TikToks and shorts and whatnot using this stupid machine to recuperate my investment. I need to be a YouTuber. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna waste any of that chocolate. But this mat is gonna get cleaned. So this mat is contaminated. So let me grab a, well, not contaminated, it's dirty. And with all the hot cocoa chocolate on it, I don't think it'll stick anymore. So I'll put a new one on. Go. Well, you're a chocolatier. Candy making isn't bacon. Sure it is. Why we gotta gatekeep chocolate? Are we gatekeeping chocolate? Is that where we're at as a civilization now? IKEA has big glass marks. I don't live near an IKEA though. There's one at the mall, which I should probably actually check out. They have like one of those like IKEA like browsing stores where it's not an IKEA. It's like literally a store the size of my garage, but you can go in there and they have like a single kitchen set up with like a few very small things for sale, and then they just have like a bunch of computers where you can order. We used to, because we don't have an IKEA here. Town's not big enough. This town ain't big enough for an IKEA. Almost forgot to enter. The IKEA at the mall sucks. Because it's not an IKEA, it's just like a little browsing store. Okay, so we've got ourselves our, he's now covered in powder. We've got our muscular mushroom man, and does the head fall off? Oh no, it's attached enough. So we're gonna put him in there. I've got my spoon, and I've got boiling hot water. So, I don't know if we'll be able to get a camera angle for this. Let that melt for a second there. Oh, he gone. Oh, he gone. Yeah, there's nothing left of him. There. He gone. Rips in chat. Can we get some F's in chat for our muscular mushroom man. Ooh, that's hot. Gotta let that cool a bit. Okay, so we need to print something bigger. Okay. So we need a dragon egg. Unless Ellie messaged me back. Let me see. Import the object geometry. Oh, there we go. Okay. Bonbon. Ooh. Oh yeah. This is why we ask Ellie. And there's the pause. Oh yeah, this is. This is why we get Ellie. Okay, so control copy, I'm gonna do 2, control V. Look, so it's already got the pause built in right there. And then it does like a little. There we go. That's why you ask the person who plays with the machine all day what to do. Sport G code, dodecahedron, save. So this is going to take longer to print though. So save. Okay, exporting finished. Okay, and this is 53 grams of chocolate. Shit, I might not have enough chocolate with this. I might not have enough chocolate. I'm gonna have to put a new. Okay, I'll just do one. We'll just do one. Just do one. I'll just do one. Slice them. Yeah. Let's do one. There we go. 27 grams. That should be enough to finish off this spool. Okay. Media, dodecahedron, 40 minutes. Select. Print. Yes. There we go. Okay, now the question is, oh, about pauses in this print. Oh, what was the old one? Pause. Well, if the pause is at, what do you mean the pause at the wrong spot? I could just hit resume and pause it at a later date. What's wrong with the pause? The pause is from the old one. You need to redo the pause. Not sure how to pause. Pause for the refrigeration. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay. Stop. Okay. Well, while it's doing that. Ooh, that's good. Delete color change, okay. So I'll put the pause higher up. Or I'll just manually pause it then. So where should the pause be then? Because I got rid of the pause. So where should the pause be at then? Just put it up a little higher, or it's just the pause macro itself wasn't? About 3/4 of the way up. So right about there. Right there. Add pause. Okay, close enough. Slice down, export. We will put that in here. There we go. There we go. Oh. We got chocolate everywhere. Oh no. Help me, I've got chocolate everywhere. No, machine had not recognized. Okay, that might. Okay, this is good hot chocolate. This is actually good hot chocolate. That's actually really good hot chocolate. That is really good hot chocolate. Damn. Damn. Now, Kim, do you happen to know the volume of hot chocolate I should put in here? I don't want to do what I did again. Although 1 tablespoon's enough, I think. 1 tablespoon of a hot chocolate mix is enough when you have, considering you have extra chocolate. Oh. Doggo's gonna love it. Doggo can't have this, it's chocolate. It's really good chocolate, actually. Depends on the amount of liquid. That's true. Okay, let me play around with the focus on this camera. Your video. Oops, okay. Control, focus. How about there? Why? Just because it's not as toxic to dogs doesn't mean we should be like, oh, well, if it's not as toxic, I guess we'll give them some. It's like, yeah, I'd rather just not risk it. Yeah, I guess like it all depends on the type of, because remember, a lot of chocolate isn't really chocolate, let's be honest. Printed chocolate bar. Well, I mean, the chocolate already comes in slugs. Like, there, chocolate. Convert it from tube form to bar form. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, this is gonna make a really good bomb. Are they dog friendly? I have no idea. Steve, what did I miss? Well, we made some caramel filled chocolate, and that worked out pretty good, and they're all gone because I ate them. And then we made some bath bombs that kinda didn't really work out, but they kinda really worked out because I'm drinking one right now. It's a hot chocolate cocoa bomb. And now we're trying again. Looks melty. It's because it's doing overhangs. If you're wondering why it's looking melty, it's because it's doing some pretty gnarly overhangs. Bath bomb, hot chocolate bomb. So only instead of putting it in a bath, you put it in a mug and you pour boiling hot water on it and you get a hot chocolate. Yeah, I'm drinking a YouTube buddy right now. It's delicious. Don't drink your bath water. Chocolate spoons. What's a chocolate spoon? Don't use water, use milk. That is recommended. It is, I don't have the ability to heat up milk out here, but it is apparently recommended for these, that you actually use heated milk. So put some milk in a saucepan, heat it up, not to boiling, but like, is it 150 Fahrenheit, I think, if I remember correctly? And then you pour that in. I just use, well, it also depends on your hot chocolate mix. My hot chocolate mix has milk in it. So it depends. It's Nestle Carnation is what I'm using. So I guess it depends on what you're using too. But this just is hot water and it's pretty tasty. Yeah, you don't want to heat your milk too much. It'll not be good. Now, here's the thing. Do I put the caramel in there too? Caramel hot chocolate bomb? I don't think this will dissolve. Now you want a chocolate printer. Don't we all? Don't we all? I know I do. Oh wait, there's one right here. Heck yeah. K3 when? K3 whenever I get a kit for it. Whenever I get a kit for it. The money is a little steep. It is. Okay. Yes, price is price. Okay. Here's the thing. You can buy cheap chocolate printers. There's a bunch of them out there. You know how well they work. We'll leave it at that. Was it Andrew Sink? Did Andrew Sink did a video on one of the chocolate printers, one of the generic cheap chocolate printers? It did not work good at all. There's the one that like has you bypass safety features on a modified Ender 3. There's that chocolate printer. Here's the thing. Yes, this machine is $1,500. It is what it is. There is custom machined stainless steel food grade parts as part of this in this assembly. The body of it, it's 2020 extrusion, NEMA 17. You can use any controller. Like, let's be honest, like the body of this is nothing special. But you also have to look into, it's a fully featured kit. There's a full manual for it. There's a whole company with support behind it. All the R&D and dev work that went into getting this to its current iteration. Oh. We got a jam. We got a jam. Yep. Okay, stop. I'm thinking that might be the temperature. That might be temperature related. Let me clean off the bed here. Okay. I bumped the temperature back up to 33. And it's flowing again. So maybe the dropping it to 32 kind of wasn't too good at this print. Now, here's the thing. Oh no, my print has failed. Look at all this waste that will now go to a landfill and kill baby sea turtles and whales and ruin our kids' future. Oh no. I didn't eat lunch today, specifically because I knew I was playing with this printer. I'm drinking a hot chocolate made with chocolate and more chocolate. I've already had a chocolate caramel. I've just eaten more chocolate. I'm printing more chocolate. Like, that was good. That was a good hot chocolate. This one I'm gonna save though. See, what would be really cool, because I have dark chocolate, I've got milk chocolate, I've got white chocolate. So that's 3 colors. If this thing had 3 tool heads, you could do a HueForge print on this. You probably could do a HueForge print on this. Does HueForge support chocolate as a material? No mint chocolate? No. I guess you could do it manually. The problem is the manual filament or manual chocolate changes on this take a while because you have to let this cool so that the chocolate re-solidifies before you take it out. So this machine is not a fast machine when it comes to, like, you have to let it like preheat for 20 minutes before you print with it. You have to like let the chocolate inside fully cool before you swap it out, which is kind of why I wish I had multiple tubes. Yeah. I only got the 1 tube, which kind of sucks, but. Second tool head. Actually, I mean, technically it's held on with only 4 screws, but there is like a Z adjustment you've got to be careful of. Chris, thank you for coming a member. Cheers. Now, do I eat this piece of caramel I have here? Yes. Yes, I do. This machine is bad. This machine is bad. This machine is really bad. That's good. That was really good. I love the Cocoa Press. It's so bad. It's these little moves that it's doing right now. Those are bad for it. Those little individual retractions. Only breaks the diet if you have a diet. Well, I technically am on a diet right now. I'm on a calorie counting diet. So this is gonna put a ding in my calories for the day. Because each core is 350 calories roughly, apparently. So that's 65 grams of chocolate. Which I'm hoping we have enough here to finish out of this core. If this core doesn't have enough to finish, we'll see. How many calories per, it's not actively cooled. No, it just uses, like, it's chocolate. It just uses ambient cooling. This active cooling doesn't really have a benefit because remember, this thing extrudes chocolate at 33 degrees Celsius. So it's not like there's a lot to cool there. You're hitting it with air that's a couple degrees cooler. As long as you count the calories, it's my reward. Active cooling adds food safe implications. I don't know. It's just like if you watch as the chocolate extrudes, it basically gets to its final shape very quickly, right? From the time it leaves the nozzle to the time it stops moving is very quick. But as it comes out, it's liquid chocolate. Gravity affects it quite heavily. It's liquid chocolate, right? So you would basically have to flash freeze it for it to be worth it. Coming, like any cooling on here would basically have to be active, like freezing, which you can't do. You can't do because the nozzle has to be 33 Celsius. If you're blasting enough cooling on this to actually improve print quality, you're cooling your nozzle down. And look how small that nozzle is. If you cool that nozzle down, the plastic ain't coming out. It's a very, very finicky thermal game with this, right? Because if that nozzle gets cold, the plastic's or the chocolate's just gonna jam up in there. It's just gonna jam in there. And it's not like you're dumping a ton of heat into the system where you can like overcome it like on like a V6 or even most traditional on-its. You can blast it with a fan, but it's 240 degrees Celsius. It can power over it. This is 33 degrees Celsius. And the problem is if you heat it up too much, then your plastic or your chocolate just turns to melted chocolate. That's the thing. It's because you are dealing with such a narrow band of temperatures that chocolate actually flows. It's not like you could just, we're not slapping a CPAP on here. Like, remember, they used to have a machine that printed in a fridge. I'm sure Ellie at some point has put a fan on one of these over the years and it just doesn't work. Peltier junction on the build plate. Nope, pointless, because one, okay, it makes the build plate slightly cooler. Well, we're above the build plate now, so it doesn't matter. And two, again, the previous machine was a fridge, and that really wasn't required, so. Like for this to be proper, like for you to actually cool, you would have to basically freeze the chocolate as it comes out. We need chocolate plus. Well, this is chocolate plus. This is chocolate that's formulated for 3D printing, basically. Like this is a special chocolate for 3D printing. Yeah, 30. So yeah, bumping it up a degree helped with that thing. Although I am getting a little worried because there isn't much left on the. We've only got like shoot. I wish I should have. I gotta measure it. I gotta run this empty at some point so I know where this is at when it's empty. Because what I want to do is I've got the little nugget of what's left. So what I'm probably going to do is when it gets to the pause, I'm actually going to turn the heater off, let the chocolate re-solidify, and then I'm going to put this in it. So I can like slowly flow it out. Because I want to reuse this little slug of chocolate here. So, Chris gifted 1 community membership. Cheers, Chris. Because that's the thing, like the chocolate, you can pause these prints almost indefinitely. There's no heated bed, right? So you can pause these prints almost indefinitely. The only downside, I really wish it had a run out switch. I really wish you had a switch up here so that when you got to the point where it was about to like finish the tube of chocolate, it would pause it, turn the heater off, and park it at the back. So that way, you know, after like 10-15 minutes when the chocolate inside solidifies, because you don't want to take the tube out, it's all gooey molten chocolate, right? You want it solidified so you can just push out what's left with the plunger. You basically walk over, unlock it, throw a new slug in, lock it back up, hit resume, it'll heat up, you let it get to temperature, and then you resume. So considering it is 420 right now, nice. When this gets to the pause, that's probably what I'll do. I'm gonna pause it, I'll fill it up, I'm gonna let this cool, I'll reload it with chocolate so we have enough to finish it, and then I'll let it finish. Speaking of, I missed that, I'm sorry. Chris Tyler gifted a community membership, cheers, and PF Dennis gifted a community member, or gifted 5 community memberships, appreciate it, cheers. It wouldn't be hard to add. Adding a limit switch to this would be easy. It would just need to be up here because the problem with the extruder is the extruder doesn't know where it's at, okay? The extruder doesn't know where it's at. All it does is it just pushes filament continuously until it bottoms out and it'll just keep going. So what you would want is this mechanism here to have a home, or at least a run out. So it would basically be a run out. It would operate like a run out switch. That's all it would be. So you would just have it here somewhere, and it would just ping off this, and whenever it gets down to the point where it's done. Because otherwise, like right now, we're just watching it, and, you know, hopefully we don't run out of chocolate. Uh, 0.8 nozzle, 0.5 layer height. Can it tap? No. As you can see, this tool head is a little bigger than tap. Just a little bigger than a stealth burner. But look at that chocolatey goodness. And we need to know where it is so we know. Yeah, the Cocoa Press knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. And by subtracting where it isn't from where it is, it knows where it isn't. Have you heard of people using Twitch? Yeah, you can use Twitch, you can use YouTube streaming. You can use any of the paid services. There's tons of ways to monitor a print remotely. If the problem is you gotta like set up a Twitch account. It's annoying. That's the problem with those. It's just annoying to do it that way. Oh, and for those that were like, oh, why is it, can you make this into a real printer? Yeah, Ellie's already been playing around with that. So if you're wondering, you know, can the Cocoa Press boogie? The Cocoa Press can boogie if it needs to. This is with a Revo Roto Mac mock-up on it with the tool headboard. Yeah, that needs to be a thing. That needs to be a thing quick. Bit warm. It is a little bit warm, but I'd rather it be a little warm right now for honestly a little bit better layer adhesion. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bump the body down to 32.5. And I'm gonna drop the nozzle down to 32.9. There we go. The only thing is, making this machine a plastic printer, you would in my opinion, you'd want to scale it up ever so slightly so you can fit a Prusa mini bed on it. Because then you have a 180 bed ecosystem, and the 180 bed ecosystem is already an established thing. Maybe an ice pack insert. How many times? I'm just gonna put it on the thing. I'm just gonna put it on the thing because it comes up so many times. No. Cooling the bed won't help. Machine was in a fridge or rack. There. I'm gonna have to make sure I point that out like a million times in the video, because that comes up like a billion times every time I play with this machine since we got it printing. Why no cooling? Because it can't. And yes, I spelt machine wrong. Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this video in the future, make sure you point out that I spelt machine wrong. Okay, leave a comment that I spelt machine wrong, so I can farm it for engagement. So, and don't forget to like the smash button. Consider subbing to the channel if you're not. Become a member, Patreon supporter, gifting memberships to others if you want to help support the content I create, things I do. And if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker Filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. How quickly a user. Zavex, if this machine, if that's your thinking on this machine is not for you. This is a very specific machine for a very specific clientele. Let's be honest. It's a 3D printer that prints chocolate. Either you have disposable income for something like this that is like, this is the equivalent of owning a margarita. This is the 3D printing equivalent of owning a margarita machine at home. Okay, this is a Gucci thing that you do not need, that you bought because you think it's cool and it does something that you might do a couple times a year, or you make margaritas for a living. That's the thing. This machine is either a niche machine for those that, you know, I got the budget, I can do it, or, you know, in my case, I'm a content creator. Hi, this is content. This machine is really much a machine that serves a niche. Like you buy this machine to serve a niche. Why vase print? This isn't a vase print. We're printing a cocoa bomb. Do I know anything about the CL3 scanner? Not really. I don't really follow 3D scanners too much because I can't really do modeling, like the kind of modeling that 3D scanners kind of want. So no. A runout sensor. Yeah. And to be fair, adding a runout sensor to this is shit simple. Literally, you modify this 3D printed part, you add one single KW10 micro switch, which costs 10 cents, and some wire. Adding an end stop to this, shit simple. And you update the firmware. Like, that's the joy of a, not open, this isn't a fully open source machine, but a machine with open source heritage that does have some open source stuff like the firmware and whatnot. Adding an end stop to this would be honestly shit simple. You would just have to modify this print right here, which you can, if I'm not mistaken, you can remove without even taking the machine apart. So. I wouldn't say it's an oversight. I wouldn't call it an oversight. I wouldn't call it an oversight. More just, you know, it doesn't need it to function. Like, obviously it's working just fine. It just, you just have to visually keep track of your filament or your chocolate usage. But these machines are now in the wild. That's the thing. Like, there are things, like, here's the thing you need to also understand. When you're designing something internally, and this has happened on the Voron team many times, when you design something internally, especially when you're working with people that, you know, you're working with your group and you're working on this machine and you've gone over it, you're like, yeah, it's ready. And you put it out there and somebody goes, hey, why doesn't that have a runout sensor? You're like, oh shit. Like, it's happened multiple times in Voron development where a machine has come out and it's like, why don't you change this to this? It would have been easy. And we're like, oh fuck, we didn't think of that. Like, once you get, there are things you don't notice until you have external eyes on a thing. Simple as that. Yeah, Prusa Slicer is actually all set up. So in Prusa Slicer, they actually have like the density and the cost of everything set up quite good. So when you print, it actually tells you a good estimation of the actual weight of the printed object you're printing, along with the cost and the estimated time and all that. So it's actually in the slicer under filament settings. It has the density all set up, and that I love the diameter. It's 22.66 is your material diameter for the extruder. Not 1.75, 22.66. Layers look better at the lower temp. Yeah, but you run the risk of jamming, as we found out. That's the downside of shorter layers, is you run the risk of jamming. Like, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things. As multiple heat zones make it difficult, empty seem less than it appears. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, I would just simply have it as a, because from the top down, like the plunger bottoms out at the same point, right? You got your plunger, right? So you got how this looks internally. Where is it? Yeah. So you got your chocolate. Okay, so you've got this. You got your lead screw with the MJF part on it. Then you got your plunger, that cap that sits on it. That pushes into the chocolate, and it pushes the chocolate into the nozzle. Okay. So as it works its way through the tube, it goes do, and it's pushing it through. It's pushing. At some point, this pretty much bottoms out in the nozzle. Okay. So what you would do is you would just have your end stop for this portion. When this is not at the bottom, because there you're done. You don't ever want to actually run out. When it's about here, maybe, you have it hit a switch and trigger a run out, essentially. Now, will that work? Does that work in all cases? Probably not. You might want to have it set up so you can turn that off. Wait, why am I grabbing that? I drank all the hot chocolate. Magnetic sensor? You could do that, but it'd be more expensive. Yeah, you could have a Hall effect there, but that's pricey. Why? Like, it depends on where the position is when it runs out. Like, if you're wondering how the previous one came out, this should be frozen, so it should be okay. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the previous YouTube buddy, hot chocolate bomb. And you can see where we paused it. So yeah, there's not enough volume here. And if you shake them, hot chocolate does come out. So it's not exactly sealed. There's a lot more room in this one for marshmallows and whatnot. Does it already stop? No, so there's no run out. So the extruder would just keep, like, would just stall. It would just go, like when you bottom out of bed. Because the extruder motor on a 3D printer doesn't naturally home. Think about it. When was the last time you homed an extruder motor on a 3D printer? You don't. It just keeps going. Like, it moves forward and backwards, but it has no set beginning and end, right? There's no end stop on an extruder on a 3D printer. It's either pushing filament or pulling filament. So this is an extruder, but it functions like a bed. It goes up and it goes down, but there's a maximum and a minimum. So what you would want is you would want to either home it to max or min. Probably home it to max. And then in software, it would have a min. So you would actually home this to max. So at the start of a print, or when you turn the machine on, you would home it to max. Or you could do the opposite. You could have a hardware minimum, where you would have a switch that it would hit a switch at the bottom. So. Detector raise in amps. I think the firmware, you could do a sensorless homing. The problem is if it bottoms out and triggers the end stop by like you're done. You've already pushed air, right? I wouldn't trust sensorless for this, because you would need to home it to 0 without it extruding. Because at the moment it extrudes nothing, your print has failed, because you can't go back, right? Like you need it to like pause before it runs out so you can do a reload. So what you would want is you would just want to know the position of this when it's empty, move it up a millimeter or 2, and then have a switch that activates when it's there. So as it comes down, as soon as it hits that switch, it's like, oh shit, I'm almost out of chocolate, pause the print. Turn the heater off, let it solidify so you can do a filament change. And then you would swap the filament change and then that. The issue is trying to home with the core inside. It produces air bubbles in the max. Yeah, that's why at first I'm like home to max and then go, but then you got a point there. That's why you wouldn't actually want it to home. It would just be a runout sensor. For all intents and purposes, it would be a runout sensor. It would just be a physical switch somewhere in this portion of the tool head that you probably could manually adjust it, maybe have a screw to manually adjust the position. But what it would do is it would just trip when this plunger is, if this is empty, okay, pretend you got a tube here, and you got the lead screw pushing out. But if this is empty, you would want it to trip the switch maybe about here, okay, just like a millimeter or 2 up. So instead of pushing down to nothing, going and you're printing in air, when it hits about this position, it hits a switch that goes, I'm out of chocolate, and then it drops the bed 5 millimeters, it moves the tool head to the back middle, and it turns the heaters off, and it sits there patiently and waits for you to fix it, and then you hit resume. So what you would do is you would come down, you would tilt the head back, pull out the old core, put in a new core, tilt it up, preheat it, let it preheat. Once it's preheated, hit extrude, make sure the chocolate's flowing, and then once the chocolate's flowing good, hit resume. That's what you would want. The problem is it's gonna take like 20 to 30 minutes because you have to let the chocolate like re-solidify in the tube. And then you have to let the new chocolate remelt. This is not a machine that's meant for like fast turnaround. Like, we are printing chocolate. There are limitations to printing chocolate. And that is one of them. You would want to run, you would want it would be basically it would just be a limit switch. It would just be a limit switch on the extruder. When it gets near the bottom, it would just, yeah. More fiddly bits sounds like, it's one of those things. It's either like, well, here's the thing, like we're watching this print right now. I know I don't have enough chocolate in here to finish the print, but I don't know how close. Like, I think I can let it go till it pauses. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna do that. I'm gonna pause it, let the chocolate re-solidify, and then I'm gonna put this in there. I'm gonna cut this flat and put it in there and let this like finish it. Because I wanna use the rest of that chocolate to kind of finish it up. Plus, I want to see, as part of my YouTube review, I want to see what happens if you use portions of the almost finished portions in here. If I like just throw another slug in there, if it'll just all melt together or whatever. Interesting, sensitive. This is chocolate. Like, this is what I mean. Like, if you're wondering why it took the Cocoa Press team, why it took Ellie, almost a decade to get this to this point where, hey, it actually works pretty reliably now. It's because it's, at the end of the day, remember, it's chocolate. It is chocolate. Like, it's, with 3D printing, we've kind of get it in our head that we can, we can tune the printer to do things, right? Like, oh, I want better overhangs. Okay, more cooling, more this, change pressure advance layer. With chocolate, it's more you have to know what the limitations are and work within them. Instead of trying to overcome the limitations, it's like, hey, this is chocolate. This can't bridge worse shit. You can kind of bridge, but you can't bridge worse shit. So don't print things that need bridging, kind of thing, right? It's easy to get, you know, heat creep in this. Okay, so don't print anything. Don't be printing Eiffel Towers with this. Don't be printing Eiffel Towers with this. I'm still going to try and print an Eiffel Tower with it later, believe me. But don't be printing Eiffel Towers with this. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. That's why I use edible supports for bridges. See, what you do is it's like laser sintering, right? You print on a layer of sugar, right? You just use sugar as support. Every time it does a layer, you just pour more sugar in. When it's shipped worldwide, I don't know, Brent. You would have to talk to Ellie about it. You could join the Discord on the Coca Press website. I think they have a link to their Discord. Join their Discord. It's probably the easiest way to get like quick responses, either from the team or from somebody who would know. This is food grade, right? It does contain food grade parts, and they do sell chocolate. Like the kit comes with chocolate. So I'm assuming that's kind of the regulatory issue with getting it sold internationally, would be in relation to the that. Uh-oh. What do you mean, uh-oh? No, we're still good. We're still good. Reliable and excess. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I don't, because they ship all their, oh, insert caramel. Okay, so let's pause. Oh, shoot, pause. I hit resume by accident. Menu. XYZ move. Move on the Y-axis. Okay, done. Okay, so I need to temperature, cool down. Done. Okay, cool down. Okay, so I'm letting it cool right now, because I want to swap the chocolate. So now I gotta put stuff in here. So let me turn the text off. So now I gotta put stuff in here. So we got, okay. So I'm gonna let it cool so I can put more chocolate in there, because I don't know if I have enough to actually finish the print, and I want to put the remainder of this slug in there. I'm gonna cut it up into chunks and like try and make it so there's no air gap, so like flatten it out basically. You know, I ate some of it. So the recipe, it calls for 2, but I'm just gonna put 1. Okay, so there's 1 tablespoon. Do 1.5 tablespoons of hot chocolate mix. Okay. There we go. That's 1.5 tablespoons of hot chocolate mix. And then we're gonna be Gucci. And we've got marshmallows. Wow, these marshmallows are a little stale, but whatever. Brush the edge. Yeah, well, I didn't get any on the edge this time. We're good on this time. Put some marshmallows in there. There we go. Okay. So now we gotta let that cool. That's gonna take a while. So I can unlock this. Yeah. Now we wait. Here's like a blob I'm trying to flatten out. There we go. Oh, OBS. The stream just cut out for a second there. OBS just disconnected for a second. Use a measuring spool to add. Are you kidding? I was using it. How do you think I know I put a tablespoon and a half? I have a tablespoon measuring thing in there. That's no streaming shit. Okay, I know, I just got a pop-up that said OBS disconnected and then reconnected. There we go. So we're letting it cool right now so that I can put more chocolate in the tube. Because that is something I need for the, oh, without a funnel? Well, I'm using the funnel so I don't get chocolate on the, I'm not getting hot cocoa on the thing, because as we found out, if we get hot cocoa on the rim, when we go to continue printing, it doesn't stick. So. This is going to take a while to cool. Menu, temperature, cool down. Yeah. It's going to take a while to cool. So this is probably, this will finish printing off stream. This will probably finish off stream. I'm going to have to let this cool for a bit. Because I think if I try to extrude it now, it won't. It won't. And I can't disable the stepper motors, which is going to suck for getting that tube of chocolate out. And then cooling might speed up. Cooling won't do anything. I've said it before, I've said it a million times because people keep asking. The chocolate is 33 degrees Celsius. This machine works within a very narrow band when it can melt and extrude chocolate reliably and not just extrude hot, chocolate milk essentially, or nothing. Okay, so either the chocolate comes out just enough that you can print with it, or it's either jamming it or it's flowing out like liquid and then you can't print with it, right? It's chocolate. So if putting a $2 fan on here was all you needed to get better prints, do you think it would already have a fan on it? If cooling the bed or printing in a fridge, if that worked, it would still be on this machine because the previous machine was in a fridge and it didn't really do anything because the temperature difference is so little that you really can't actively cool it, because anything that would cool the chocolate would pretty much cause it to jam. Anything that can cool the chocolate enough after it exits the nozzle is pretty much enough to jam up this nozzle. Look how thin that nozzle is, okay? If the chocolate in there drops 3 degrees Celsius, it jams. So, yeah. It's gonna take a while to cool down. I don't think I can, yeah. Yeah, that's oozing. So I don't think I can get the tube out. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it. Maybe I can get it out. Let's see if we can unload this. Oh, we might be okay on this one. We might be okay. It may, yeah. Nope, we screwed up. Yep. So this is why you wait for it to solidify, because that pretty much is the whole tube. So if you're wondering how much chocolate we had left on here, oh my God. Not much. Oh my God, did I pause it at the perfect time? Pretty much. I've got no chocolate in here. I've got what's in here. I've got a little bit in the tube. You can see through the tube. And then there's like a little bit on there. So yeah, we pretty much were at the end of the chocolate. Yeah, there wasn't much chocolate in there. So if I put that on there, got that nozzle's installed. I need a tube to get that to the bottom. Okay, that's at the bottom. Oh, dang it. It's going to suction it. Shoot. It's going to suction it. That ain't going to work. Shit. Yeah, that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work because it's going to be a... Yeah, because that's going to be... It's plugged. So how do I do this? How do I do this? I pretty much have to put a full core in here. Yeah, it's airlocked. Yeah. Screw the nozzle. Yeah, but then all the chocolate's just gonna go out the end. Oh yeah, there's air. Yeah. No, the air will eventually leak through. I just gotta... Like, there's enough of a bleed through for the air. You just kind of have to let it go. So in the meantime, we're just purging chocolate into that. Yeah, you would want to finish the core. You would want to finish the core. Like right now, luckily, it's being cool and it's purging the chocolate into the egg. So we're good there. But preheat dark chocolate. So let's heat it back up. We'll let it heat up. I think we're good. We'll let it heat up, see what happens. I need to, yeah, it's grease gun air pocket. Well, I'm hoping by putting the other chocolate in at like behind already melted chocolate, it kind of fills any air pocket in with chocolate that's molten or semi-molten. And it does that. Yeah, it's dripping into the shape. Yeah, it's dripping any excess chocolate onto the onto the marshmallows. So we're not wasting any chocolate. Don't worry, we're not wasting chocolate here. We don't waste chocolate on this channel. We do have a giveaway in like 5 minutes though. Yeah, the heat's back on. Don't worry, the heat's back on. Heat's back on. So what I'm gonna do is lock it, hit extrude a bunch. Well, it's extruding chocolate. Okay, well, resume. Oop. Shit. It won't let me resume. Why won't it let me resume? Oh, it's temperature maybe? Maybe it's gotta wait for the temperature? I don't know, I hit resume. I hit resume, it's showing 68%. Timer, print paused. Shit. We haven't done the draw yet, so you should be able to enter. Should be able to resume. Why? Shoot. Patience. No file selected. Ah, crap. Yeah, I think we might have broke it. Second here. Luckily, we know exactly where we paused at. So, I am wasting so much chocolate right now. It is purging so much chocolate out. That stupid SD card reader don't work. Uh-oh, there we go, okay. Date modified, okay. Open with Notepad, cool. Okay, don't open with Notepad. Ooh. Okay, so what layer was the change on? 84? Is that shoot. What is that? Z 41.9. 41.9. Okay, layer. So this would be it right here. Yeah, this would be it. Okay. Where's the first one? Right there. So delete all this. File, save. Is it moving? Why did the tool head move over there? Menu, home X. Whoa, okay. Oh, the machine's aired out. I think pulling the SD card out was a bad idea. Let me, okay, turn off the machine. Okay. Okay, turn on the machine. Okay. Preheat chocolate, dark chocolate. Done. Okay, it's heating the chocolate. Media, dodecahedron, select, print. Yes, okay. Oh shoot, wait, stop. I gotta home the XY. I'm trying to see if I could save this. I don't know if I can at this point. We might be a little. Preheat chocolate, dark chocolate, done, done. Menu, XY, home, X, home Y. Shoot, it moved down. Okay, how much did it move down? Shoot, how much did it move down? Was it, does it drop 5 millimeters? Shit. I can't move Z. I can't rehome Z. Shit. Yeah, I can't rehome. Yep, print's done. Print's done. Yep, print's done. Oh well. I'll let that re-solidify. That whole thing is, yeah, okay. Well, we got a hot cocoa bowl. I'm gonna put that in the freezer. Let it harden up. I'll try again with an actual, a full stick of chocolate tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna let that cool down and re-solidify and everything. Oh well. There we go. Okay. Oh well. I know it can be done. I know you can pause a print and like redo it. I just don't know. I might have hit a button or something that caused it to error out. I'm not entirely sure. So, oh well, we'll figure it out. But what we will do right now is a giveaway. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, I will give you like 1 minute to do it. So link in the video description, enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. How long can chocolate? As long as chocolate can, it's chocolate, right? So just leave it out in the open, like it's chocolate. I need a chocolate printing pen. Well, technically it would be like a crayon, right? You would just draw with it, right? It's chocolate. Yeah, I'm gonna reslice it all. Okay, so close the entries there. We got 500 people entered. 500 people entered, but only 200 and something of you like the smash button. How inconsiderate. How inconsiderate. You come into my stream, you enter to win some filament, you don't like the smash button. What is up with people? What is up with people not liking the smash button? Like the smash button. Ring the bell. Sub if you're not subbed. If you're a Saudi oil prince, gift 100 subs. Why not? There we go. Control V. There we go. Okay, I need a number between 5 and 10. Number between 5 and 10. I need a number between 5 and 10. 7. 7. There we go. There we go. Round and round she goes. Where she stops is right here. Right there. Right there. On Mark. Congratulations, Mark. Information here. There we go. 1 of 1. Congratulations. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends, Mark, with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So congratulations. So yeah, so we're gonna call it there. I'm gonna let this solidify. After I make dinner one out, I'm gonna print another one. And make it look good and actually have a full tube of chocolate in there so I don't gotta worry about running out. Because that's what did us in. I didn't have enough chocolate. Yeah. So we're gonna call it there. So as always, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Link for them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And then also, for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I'd not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. And now, I think we're gonna call it there, because I'm gonna go make dinner for the family, and then I'll play around with this after, and I'll try and get a good bath bomb that's good for a video. So in the meantime, I'm gonna eat this chocolate here, because it's good because of the texture. Like, seriously. Like, I'm not a huge chocolate fan. I can't just eat chocolate by itself regularly. But something to do with, like, the texture. It's good. It's good. The texture just makes it good. That's what I did. Like, the only thing I printed since the last stream, I did a bunch of, like, the test patterns where it's just basically a single walled cube, no top, no bottom, with just infill. Because you eat the infill and it's tasty because of the texture. So yeah, so we're gonna call it there. I will see some of you tomorrow for a gaming stream. We're wrapping up Act 2 of Baldur's Gate, so if you want to follow me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch. I link it in the Discord when I go live. And then also, Friday, if it shows up, we're either gonna put Clipper on an Ultimaker. I don't think the Revo Roto is gonna show up in time. So it's either gonna be a heatsink press or Clipper on a Ultimaker on Friday. Or we might play with this again. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm calling it there. It's Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there, wash your hands, and I will see you another day. Goodbye. Oh, and if you want to buy one of these, link in the video description. Go buy one, they're cool.